Hi everybody, welcome back. Blake Smith here. I'm here with Lucas Bro. We are at the Titleist Performance Institute. This place is amazing. I'm about ready to get fitted for new SM10 wedges. Pretty excited about this.
We're excited to have you. Thank you for coming out.
All right, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's get going.
Let's watch you hit from here to the
Okay.
white flag, and let's see what happens, and let's talk about it.
Made it. Oh.
Spoke too soon.
I put more into it because I didn't want to chunk it. That one bounced pretty good.
It did. Okay. So
I got two short, two long, and then one I almost
one
made.
you almost made.
That's about right.
That's the fastest way to an 80.
Yeah.
Unless you don't miss a green. So the biggest thing that we talk about in our company is grinds.
Okay.
Bounce is probably one of the most misunderstood and most complicated definitions in golf. So I'm not even going to get into it that much.
Okay.
What we have are different shapes. So to define terms, we have a leading edge, we have a sole of the golf club, and we have the trailing edge. The trailing edge is the piece of the golf club that you either want to grab the grass or you need to ground away because it gets in the way. So if I took a K grind and I ground away the trailing edge, the toe and the heel, I would eventually kind of end up in an M grind. While their measured bounce may be similar, their trailing edge and their sole are extremely different. So these two golf clubs will react very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start getting into a D grind, which is a higher bounce M. So
That's why I
again,
did it.
turf interaction is a piece of this, but also the way that you use the tool is a huge piece of it.
Yeah.
So the most common thing between tour players is that they all do very similar things. They are shallow with forward shaft lane in their lowest or their highest lofted wedge. And so when we get our weight on our left side, the number one fundamental in wedge play is this butt cap and this belt buckle must rotate at the same rate.
Connected.
If you are standing and putting pressure on your hip capsule, you cannot go this way as well. So you often see players standing very tall, very narrow, a little bit open to the target, and now all of a sudden the club head and their arm are the fastest moving pieces. You cheat. You lean, you rock your weight into it. So what you're doing is you're dumping or you're slamming, right? All right, that's kind of step number one.
Okay.
It's not a golf lesson, but it's a lesson in engineering.
Sure.
Because if you don't go this way and you don't do this, will you interact with one of these shapes better because of that? And so that's what we're really after. And remember, the goal of this is to make that butt cap and that belt buckle excellent.
That felt better.
That sounded different, didn't it?
Yep.
Excellent.
It was crisp.
Okay, let me take that club. I'm gonna start handing you clubs.
Okay.
Don't look.
All right, good.
All it will do is hurt you.
Let's test in a vacuum, kind of.
I don't care which one you play.
Yeah.
I have no invested interest in what shape you play.
Ooh.
That's all right. We
That felt
often
different through the ground.
we often joke that you don't choose the grind chooses you.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to go in the no pile. Good. Okay, take it.
Flew it in. Ooh,
Different.
that was better.
More spin on it as
Yeah.
well. Something's different.
Yeah, this is good.
Very rarely, if ever, do 3 of them work. Sometimes 2 and always 1.
Challenge accepted.
Setup looks great. Good miss.
Go in.
See how much different that is?
That was really good.
All that is you go from leaning left and you get that stabby kind of down into it. versus standing really, really neutral and really, really tall.
Yep.
And just rotating through nicely. We got 2 more shapes to go.
Okay.
And let's see what happens.
Oh, that was really good.
Stay on top of it, not so hard left. Excellent.
That felt like the best swing that I've done.
Because you can't go wrong because they're all good.
This one seems to be kind of a cheat code.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Okay, this is the last shape. We've got a front runner. We've got kind of a second place one. And let's see if a third introduces itself or not.
That felt awesome.
So would you say this one and the one before are 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I would agree with that.
It's kind of like optometry. 1 or 2?
Coming from a guy with prescription
yeah,
glasses.
Me too. I got contacts.
A, B. Great setup.
And that was a miss.
Mm-hmm. Kick in.
That was a really good miss.
It was, but that was a really big miss.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I don't like how much turf you just took.
That was chunky.
It's okay.
That would freak me out a little bit. Like if I did that on hole 2,
yeah,
I'd be like, oh boy, what are we in for?
That would be tough. And really, it's that compensation that you do next that I'm afraid of. So, in my opinion, the one right before this, I feel like you hit better shots.
Yeah.
However, when you're fitting someone, especially the better the player, there is some preference in how that club moves through the turf. As a high-level player, you may feel like you want to grab the grass a little bit more than the other one.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong there. That's why all these shapes are good and played on the PGA Tour. Here's the one that you like the most.
The K grind.
You're gonna go home, you're gonna go on your golf course, and you're gonna maybe find some areas where that K grind poses a challenge. That's okay.
Yeah.
You just have to make a business decision of saying, you know what, should I take my medicine here because of my club? Do I make a business decision? Or do I change my club to help me in this one area? And maybe that's a place you shouldn't be anyway.
Yeah.
But you need to get out of jail. So those are all kind of those fine-tuning questions that tour players are always going back and forth about.
Yep.
So I think you see like Justin Thomas switching between his kind of K grind, Frankenstein club and that T grind is because he knows in those certain golf courses that he tends to miss in these areas. And this tool helps him the best at that golf course.
Yeah, set your bag up to where you're gonna be, where you're gonna go. If you have 2 different places, like some people live in 2 different places.
Sure.
Because being from Scottsdale, we get snowbirds. So have a different grind and bounce option for, say, Minnesota. And then a different grind bounce option for Arizona.
And you might have the same for everywhere you play.
Yeah.
And that's totally valid too.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong in that sense.
Make sure to schedule your True Spec fitting at your local True Spec. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.